Good morning, PVHS faculty. I have some very important information I'd like to communicate with you guys this morning. This upcoming Monday, we're going to have prep staff. It's very important that each teacher make your way to 209 in an effort so we can cover some very important information as it relates to ATOT. That's the Alabama Teaching Effective Tool that we will be using this year. Obviously, it's mandated through the Alabama State Department of Education. That we do an observation on every single teacher here in our building. And so it's important to understand where the teacher effectiveness standards are going to be. Certainly we looked at the Elliott on in previous years, which focused mainly on the students. And now the focus has shifted to the teachers and the ATOT, but certainly very much emphasis on the teachers' expectations in the classroom of the students, and more importantly, what the teachers are doing in an effort to move the needle with our students. So certainly know that. Also, supervision of students is something that we continue to talk about, and we want to make sure that our students obviously are being supervised at all times by our teachers. And so certainly when the transitions take place, we ask that teachers are in the outside their classroom doors and in the hallways looking and monitoring students and student behaviors. Certainly if you are by a restroom, and we're seeing more and more of this with our men, where our young men will go into the restroom 7, 8, 9, sometimes 10 at a time. So if you're a male and you see this activity going on, we're going to stress that you in fact go into that restroom and see what's going on, because we only have a certain amount of stalls. So should be raising some red flags. So we ask that certainly that you go into that restroom and see exactly what's going on and redirect those students to their respective classes. That's critically important as we try to make sure that we're keeping our eyes on our students and what they're doing. Also, I've asked now that you lock your doors when the tardy bell rings, unless we come over the intercom and say, hey, we've had a meeting, that we've had whatever, to make sure that our students understand that it is a priority to get to class in a timely fashion rather than loitering in the hallways or in the restrooms or wherever they are. So if you would, please make sure that you lock your doors and that you do not allow a student in unless they just checked in and they have a pass, and they'll have a pass from Ms. Smith or one of us. So we want to make sure that our students understand that being tardy is not acceptable, and that we have to do a better job of making sure that our students get to class on time, and that we need to make sure that our doors are locked, because if we allow students in after the fact, they're going to take advantage of that, and then we'll have some teachers doing exactly what it is that they're supposed to be doing and other teachers that are not. And we certainly want to be commensurate about how we apply our tardies in respect to the dispositions. And so please work with us in making sure that you emphasize to your students to get to class in a timely fashion, and that you will work with them in the event that they need to go use the restroom once they get to your classroom, or whatever the case may be. But that should not be the case. So we just, if you would, please help us with that. Yesterday, our PST team met. Thank you so much for everything that you're doing in terms of getting in front of contacting parents and making sure that you're referring students to the PSC team so they can start creating and devising a plan of action to address these deficits that are occurring, whether they're academically, whether they're attendance, or whether they're having issues with behavior that's impacting, certainly through suspensions or maybe alternative school. They're staying in here at the school, and we want all our students to be successful, and I know you do as well. And so we just ask that you continue to take the time to contact parents, to refer the students in your class that are not meeting the mark to the PSD team, so we can again address these deficits and really help our students to in fact be successful. And that's where we are. Again, I know that in October that the honeymoon phase is over with, if you will. And certainly we know that it's a lot of hard work, and we know that there's a lot in front of us that we have to get done as we fastly approach the end of this semester, which we will look up and we'll be out for Thanksgiving. And the next thing you know, here we are with December fastly approaching from there, and then we'll be out for for Christmas break, and the first semester will be over with. And so we don't want to get, as I always say, to the autopsy. We want to do everything we possibly can in an effort to continue to help our students. So when we do get to the end of the first semester, that we are in good academic standing and that we are certainly preparing ourselves for second semester. So again, we plan to meet this upcoming Monday, making sure that every teacher is there for this meeting so we can really kind of dig into what ATOD is going to look like and what the expectations are as we move forward. And again, I can't thank you enough for all the hard work that you do for our students. I can't thank you enough for every single day that you're pitching in and you're being a team player as it relates to covering classes, as it relates to covering somebody else's duty because they couldn't make it or whatever the case may be. And I know, again, that this has been a very interesting ride back to normalcy and back to what it is that we do on a day-to-day basis. And so again, I thank you for everything that you do. If there's ever a time that you need to talk to any administrator, and again, I have an open door policy. You know that. If you don't, you know now. Please feel free to come, knock on the door, step in, and let's talk, and let's do everything we can in an effort to try to resolve whatever concerns that you may have and whatever things that you may need help with. So again, thank you for what you do. Have a blessed day. And also on tomorrow, looking forward to our play that Miss Burnett and company have done such an amazing job in doing in an effort with our kids to get this prepared. It's going to be from 10 o'clock to roughly, I'm told, about 11:30. So make sure that the kids have their passes, their tickets, should I say, and looking forward to a great play from our theater department. So again, have a blessed day, and we'll see you soon. And remember, here at Pinson Network, we will continue to promote achievement, respect, and success.